as time passes on, what do you want to remind people about those 3 fights?
Not so much remind people about the 3 fights. Remind the people that this young man had 20 shots in a row. This young man is one of the best middleweights to ever lace him up. This young man fought 3 great fights against the number one fighter. Went 36 rounds against the number one fighter in the division and in boxing pound for pound at the time, and they're controversial fights. So this fight shouldn't be indicative of what Gennady's career was. Gennady's career was not 3 fights. Gennady's career was making defenses of his middleweight title against a lot of very good fighters and doing very well. So they're both Hall of Fame fighters, in my opinion. I wanted Gennady to win. In fact, Tom Loeffler asked a favor of me to allow him to train in my gym for this fight, and he trained in my gym for this fight. That's how much I wanted him to win. But sometimes circumstances, as the 40 years old, and as far as for whatever reason, he just didn't have the best of nights. Boxing is the kind of sport, not like basketball, baseball, or football, where you can have an off night and tomorrow you have a better night. In this sport, you have a bad night and everybody knows about it, and there's no way to reclaim that night, but 3 or 4 or 5 months later. So if people look at Gennady's career as these 3 fights or this last fight, I think it's a shame, because they're missing out on really watching a great fighter. As Julio Cesar Chavez was, if you look at his last fights, you can't gauge his career by the last fights.
No, I completely agree, but fans have a short-term memory. Like I still remember, people bringing up how Sergio Martinez looked against Cotto, and I'm like, that wasn't Sergio. Like, you should have seen Sergio in his prime, and I feel it's the same way with Golovkin.
Yeah, of course. It's Father Time doesn't forgive anybody, but the fact that they went 36 rounds, the 2 best fighters in the world, or champion, unified champion as a middleweight, and a 168-pound champion, and really Canelo is at the top of his game. For them to go 36 rounds like that and be so competitive, what is a 3 or 4 round difference in all of the 36 rounds? I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. That's very good, in fact.
Because just by you saying weight, it just kind of like lit up a light bulb in my head. Do you think the move up in weight affected Gennady at all?
Tom and I always spoke about this, and he always asked me, and I always told Tom that 168 pounds would be a good weight for Gennady to move up to. We never did, for a lot of different reasons. No, we weren't running away from Ward. Ward was just a boring fight that was not going to please anybody, so it didn't make any sense to make it, in my opinion. Great fighter, but just it wouldn't have been visually a good fight. But I always thought that Golovkin could do well at 68 when he was younger. We just never made the move. I really don't know why. Maybe because he was so successful at 160 and doing so well, and why chance it and move up. But I always told Tom that I thought that he would do well at 68.
Yeah, you brought up the Andre Ward thing, and that still is going back and forth between fans online, that saying that you guys avoided Andre Ward, and others saying like, no, what did Ward have to offer? Yeah. There's still a lot of contentious discourse online between that.
Let me tell you this: it wasn't Gennady that said no. It was just the brain trust that were around him at the time. He had nothing to gain by fighting Ward. Nothing to gain. It was just like Canelo has got nothing, or Golovkin right now has no reason to fight an Andre or a Charlo. There's nothing to gain. There's the public wants something different. Yeah, there's a lot of Charlo fans that want the Charlo fight, but they've been asking for that for 2 years, for 3 years, and Charlo hasn't done anything to, as I'm saying about David Benavidez, to warrant that to force that fight to come to fruition. So the Ward fight, for me and for Tom, we just never thought it was going to benefit us. It was our job to guide and to do the fights that were going to be beneficial for the future and for Gennady's career. So that fight to us never presented any kind of benefit.
Yeah, and definitely, the whole Charlo, Caleb Plant, Benavidez, they all need to fight each other. Like, honestly, like whoever comes out on top is going to grow their profile, and that's going to attract Canelo to want to fight them.
Yeah, listen, Canelo cannot just take one of those guys at a time, every time. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy for him to be fighting the top guy and then the next top guy and then the next top guy. Why don't they eliminate each other? Find out who's the best at that, and then fight the undisputed guy or the guy that's at the top of the heap. But for if the fans had their way, Canelo would be fighting the number one guy, then the number one guy, then it gets there again, and then the number one guy that gets there again. Then who does that? Mayweather never did that. Mayweather always brought guys up from, if he was a 154 pounder, he brought guys up from 147, 140. He never fought. The only really 47 pounder that he fought was Berto. Everybody else he brought up from 130, 135. So uh, they're asking for a fighter in Canelo stage or even Golovkin stage to fight the number one this month or next month, and then wait 6 months, fight the number one again, and it doesn't work that way. The boxing business will not be in business. Everybody be eliminated. There would be no good guys. Let's just put it that way. No stars.
Yeah, you still hear fans criticizing Canelo for not I guess taking the initiative to fight a Benavidez or a Charlo.
The fans don't get in the ring. The fighter and the people that he trusts around him to make the right decisions for him are the ones that are important. The fans, just like remember when Mike Tyson was knocking everybody out, he have a 90-second fight, and all the fans, I'm never buying that again. Shit, they were in line. They were the first ones in line to buy the next one. They're fickle. So I think that the fighters like at the Canelo stage, the Golovkin stage, the Davis stage, they need to fight the fights that are going to be beneficial for them at the moment. And forget what the fans say. The fans are going to buy it anyway. The fans want entertainment, and they'll pay what they'll have to pay. They'll bitch about it, but they'll pay. They'll pay because that's entertainment. It's like going to Disneyland. Now, how much are the tickets? When we were young, or when I was young, the tickets were nothing. Now you have to get a bank loan to go to Disneyland. So it's the same thing with the fights. The fights are going to be there, and the fans are going to see them, and they're going to watch them, they're going to pay for them. So the fighters just need to stay busy. I think that's the only complaint that I could agree with the fans right now, is that they're not busy enough. Fighters are not busy enough. They're not active enough so that we follow somebody. Hell, Canelo fought this time, and maybe he doesn't fight for another year, or Golovkin doesn't fight for another year. Then we forget about who the guys that we like to watch.
Yeah. Well, the biggest complaint that every boxing fan gets is just it takes too long to make the fights that we want to see happen.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's become a business. It's become just like they're having a hard time with Bud and Spence, right now?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly. Okay, well, it's because this guy wants this kind of money, and that, okay, this guy wants $1, that guy wants $1, but it's only $1 in the fight. So how are they going to make that? So guys got to compromise if they really want to fight. Guys got to compromise, but sometimes you're at a level, as Canelo is, and maybe Spence and Bud think that the same level, where you can dictate what you want. That's what takes long. Fury's going to fight. So let's just say he's going to fight Usyk, and Fury says, Joshua. I want 90% of the tape. Joshua's got to make up his mind whether he wants to fight or not. For Bud and for Spence, it's the same thing. Which guy is going to give in, or which guy is going to be reasonable? But it would be like them asking us, the fans asking us to take a pay cut, and we think we deserve more, and we're going to say no. They are in the position to make a decision for themselves, and they should.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.